2025 has been one memorable year so far for many reasons, but what I've enjoyed the most has been seeing what new pens have been coming out. Now, since we're nearly halfway through the year and I haven't done a pen roundup like this in a while, I took a look back at all the new pens that we've launched over at GouletPens.com and picked out 12 of my favorites. Truth be told, my wife wanted me to narrow it down to a list of 10, and this was the closest that I could get to that. Conciseness has never really been my gift. But I did factor in some objective data, as such as which pens were like most popular and sales and feedback and stuff, and as I was narrowing down the list. But ultimately, this list I put mostly in order building up to the most exciting ones for me. So let's take a trip down memory lane, and you let me know as we go through what you think about my choices. BENU Pixie. These fun little pens are a totally new offering from BENU this year, in an extremely compact size and about half the price of their larger pens. They came out with a huge range of colors, and while they're too small to take a converter, they're easily eyedroppable. I really dig all these colors, honestly, but I think honey bronze might actually be my favorite, which kind of surprises me a little bit, because it's not typically my most favorite color range. But the most popular colors that we've seen for you all has been plum cream, aurora gold, and coffee brown. Diplomat Viper brown. The Viper is a rad pen, really different from the rest of Diplomat's lineup, and they already had really nice looking blue and black one, and they expanded the colorway with this brown one. Now, normally brown pens can be a bit of a gamble, but they've nailed it with this one. The matte aluminum finish with that checker pattern looks really nice, especially with that brown trim. And the hooded nib does a really great job of keeping that ink ready to go on the nib at all times. Now, will the brown end up being more popular than the blue and black? Only time will tell. Delta Butterfly Flora. Now, Delta's hit their stride, and I've really been digging some of their recent pens, particularly the ones that we've helped design, obviously. We started a series of steel nib Deltas called Butterfly, and this is the first in that series that we launched called Flora. Now, these are large-bodied pens with a really nice palette of colors. This one in particular being a pleasing like malachite green and orange combo. And I have to give an honorable mention here to our Delta Spaccanopoli Chilegia, different pen, but kind of similar vibes. And I really like that color, and I've enjoyed that one too. TWSBI Precision Gemini Blue. Now, the Precision is a bit of an outlier in the TWSBI lineup, being an opaque metal pen when they normally have a lot of resin demonstrators. And all they've had for the last 8 years in this Precision has been this brushed gunmetal color, which looks really nice. But when I saw that the Gemini Blue is coming out, I got pretty pumped. It's a great color. It looks really sharp with that blue and polished metal, kind of fluting down the barrel. It's a really solid writer. It's a piston filler, and it's even got an ink window too. So that's pretty slick, TWSBI. Good job. Monteverde Ritma Midnight Orchid. Magnetic cap that makes a fun popping sound? Check. Affordable pen that has a solid build? Check. Vibrant but not too vibrant, matte metal color with gunmetal trim? Check. This Midnight Orchid just looks great on this pen. Honestly, I love it. Monteverde really has nailed it a bunch of times when they do these dark purple pens, and they've done it again here, so I'm really digging this. Franklin-Christoph Model 31 Fabalone Abalone. Now, this is our 8th exclusive Franklin-Christoph Model 31 pen that we've done at Goulet Pens, and it's one of my favorites. Turnt Pen Co. created this gorgeous black, pink, and turquoise resin, and Franklin-Christoph did it justice when they made this thing. And we pretty much get one collab each year with Franklin-Christoph, and we wanted to make this one count. So I don't know that we'll see another one of these in 2025, but if you still see this pen available, I wouldn't sleep on it for too long because it's pretty awesome looking. Esterbrook Estie, TheCoffeeMonsterzCo. Now, Esterbrook's come out with some cool designs in the last year or two, including the stunning Blue Moon, which I really like, and that one's been a standout. But the real star is the TheCoffeeMonsterzCo collab, which has been really exciting to see Helen's enthusiastic community cross over into our fountain pen world. The pen is a bit subtle in its coloring, but it's got a bunch of Easter eggs in there for her fans to enjoy, which I think is really cool. And if you're new to the TheCoffeeMonsterzCo and you haven't really heard them before, it's really cool. They're like coming from the planning kind of community. So like stickers, washi tape, stationery, that kind of stuff. She's got a cool entrepreneurial story, which I really resonate with, and really wholesome, really good, loyal community following over there. So if you're not familiar with them, go check out her site. It's pretty cool. BENU Euphorias. Now we expanded our BENU Euphoria refreshments collection with 2 new exclusive this year so far, matcha latte and rose tea. I love the olive matcha swirling with that white cream in there. It looks great. And the rose tea looks beautiful as a full-bodied translucent pen. And it's got real rose petals in there infused in the resin too, which is cool. You know, we helped design these, BENU crushed it, and everybody wins. LAMY Safari Scarlet. Do we have another hot new special edition Safari here? No, this is a regular edition, but it looks really special to me. I love this deep burgundy color and the black trim, especially with that matte finish all around. Now, I'll give a shout out too for the special edition Dark Dusk, which I also think looks really slick. LAMY Al-star, aubergine and denim. Now, how about a couple of LAMY Al-stars with some color pop to them? That's what we saw earlier this year with aubergine and denim. Now, when I first saw them, I had sort of a mixed bag of emotions about them. As I've seen them more, I've really come to love them more. Now, I love the boldness of the aubergine. That yellow just like blasts you in the face when you uncap the pen. And the denim, I think, you know, is much more complementary with the blue and orange, but both of these hit me in a really good way, and I'm glad they did both of them. TWSBI Eco Espresso with bronze trim. Now, if I think that I was to use like an auto word generator for what a like goat level pen would look like in 2025, it would contain the words TWSBI, Eco, Espresso, and bronze. Friggin' nailed it with this one. Now, the only question becomes, which pen is better, the Eco Cafe with bronze or the Eco Espresso with bronze? That's up for you to decide for yourself, but for what it's worth, I think I might like the Espresso just a little bit more. Now, this may have overshadowed the other bangin' Eco that they dropped this year, the Slate Blue with Onyx. It's a different vibe than the Espresso, but I would say it certainly stands on its own 2 feet. Edison Collier Stardust. So this brings us to our final pen on the list, which, yeah, it's another Goulet exclusive. Okay, I'm pretty biased, but just look at the Stardust Collier with this stunning material, another one from Turnt Pen Co. It's got blues, greens, purples, and black all swirled together with a lot of depth and shimmer to it. You just can't go wrong with this mixture. Edison is the first brand that we ever did an exclusive pen design with back in early 2011. So I'm a bit sentimental on this one, as we, the Goulets, and the Greys of Edison pens have quite literally watched each other's kids grow up as we've collaborated on more than 50 pen designs together. So it's truly an honor just to still be able to bring you new pens like this Stardust with Edison pens. So there's my list. Now, of course, this year's not even half over. I'm recording this at the end of May of 2025. We already have a ton more exclusive design for the remainder of the year, and who knows what each pen manufacturer already has planned up themselves that we haven't found out about yet that they're gonna release in 2025. So just be sure to check back with us regularly. You know, check gouletpens.com so you can see what's popping up this year over there. It's gonna be pretty exciting, I think. And please comment down below. Let me know what you think of my list, if I left anything out, or if you think anything, you know, is better or worse, whatever. You know, I'd just love to hear what y'all think. Appreciate you spending time with me. Thanks so much for watching, and right on.